Hello guys, welcome back to S3D, and this is going to be a review of the Joy Toy 1/18 scale Skeleton Forces Grim Reaper's Vengeance Type C. Now, for some of my very old subscribers who follow me since 2016, you guys know I went through a period where I was actually selling these Joy Toy figures from late 2017 to mid 2018. Things didn't work out. I was kind of unhappy with the overall quality of the product because a lot of stuff were breaking. A lot of people reporting like breakages and stuff like that. I have actually experienced a lot of it myself. I had to super glue a lot of the figures back together, and it was very disappointing. And now we're taking a look at their new and improved products in 2022. Yeah. So this figure actually came out in 2021. I did the unboxing video. If you watched the 1/18 scale showdown, I think the quality have gone up quite a bit. Although I actually picked like the worst figure to do what's that to test out the product, because this guy has an exosuit basically that holds the figure together. I need to find one that doesn't have an exosuit, and I can just mess around with the figure and see if it falls apart on me. So yeah, this is not a good sample, unfortunately. Yeah, I picked the guy that has this freaking exosuit that surrounds all his limbs. Basically, even if he has problems, the exosuit will hold the body together so it doesn't fall apart. So yeah, really a bad choice of me picking this guy. I just randomly pick a guy, to do this review because I got these off, local sellers. Um, so yeah, I might have to go, borrow another figure from the local sellers, and hopefully, they don't get super pissed off at me because I had to open up these figures to do these videos. So anyway. Yeah, so anyway, we got a quality sticker right there. Obviously, quality, whenever a company put the sticker on it, I like to think there's something wrong with it. But yeah, overall, the quality control on this thing is actually pretty good. It's not like, the bigger companies where they put on the sticker to troll the consumer. This is made in China. The company is right here. Even tell you the material is ABS and PVC. Yeah, so there's some parts of plasticized PVC on here. Mainly, I believe, is the exosuit armor. I think the body underneath the armor is actually ABS plastic. So that's pretty good. I like to complain about some other brand where they make the entire figure out of plasticized PVC. Absolutely horrible. The thing is not. So yeah, while those companies, made their figure out of plasticized PVC to sell to you for like $10, totally not worth $10 at all. These companies make them out ABS plastic and sell to you for $30. So I guess we're gonna call these high-end 1/18 scale figures because that's what they are. They're made from higher quality material. So anyway, where do we start? We are going to, obviously this is rated for 17 plus because $30 for a 1/18 scale figure, that is very expensive. So we're going to take a look at the accessories first. We have the shield right here. Paintwork is actually pretty good. I can't really find any serious flaws with this shield. It's made from ABS plastic. We got a connector here that's made from plasticized PVC, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it needs flexibility, so to hold on to the figure, so that's understandable. Although we do have a giant nut right there, right? I don't think that should be part of the figure. Is it? Oh, it could be. Can we use that to hold the shield? Oh, actually you could, so that's not enough. That's actually a feature. Okay, so I was wrong. Okay, so it automatically gets more point for it. That's a pretty neat accessory. This is also made out of ABS plastic. Very nice. Paintwork is a little shoddy though. You can obviously see the flaws right there, but nice. Also, there's some flaws right here for this dagger. You can see the flaw right there. I don't think that should be part of the paint job, because I don't think people paint their blades like that. So yeah, obviously paint issues. Again, made from ABS plastic. The gun is also made from ABS plastic. They're rigid. Yeah, no one should ever make accessories out of plasticized PVC. They're horrible. And if you like plasticized PVC, well, I suggest you do your own research and decide for yourself, because that stuff is definitely bad for you. All right, so we have the rifle here. That's also made from ABS plastic. Very nice. Again, some seriously paint issues right there. So yeah, for 30 bucks, yeah, this is all going toward the overall rating. All right, so this piece on the back like to come off. Articulation on these guys are actually pretty good for 1/18 scale. There's some really nicely engineered joint. I would say some of these figures probably have better articulation than some 1/12 scale figures. So we got the toe hinge right there. We got a hinge right here. I think he has an ankle rocker. Yep, he has an ankle rocker. We have double jointed knees, which is very nice. We got the thigh cut. We got the ball jointed hips. Yep, not universal jointed hips, but ball jointed hips. Again, the freaking exosuit hinders the articulation quite a bit, quite significantly actually. It's kind of irritating. But yeah, like this whole section is stuck. And I don't want to, like, since it's ABS, I don't want to mess with it too much because I don't want to break it. With ABS, you can't do much. You can't really heat it up or anything, because that's not how there's no plasticizers in it. You can't activate it by, heating it up. But yeah, that thigh cut is not really working as well as I want it to be. There's some movement, but there's really not much you can do about it. Can this guy sit down? That's what I'd like to know. Okay, well, he can sit down. There's no, you know what Joy Toy can do? They really need to engineer a new hinge right there. Maybe let the that socket drop down, so you can have drop down hips, so you have improved articulation for the hips. Because some of these guys supposed to ride like vehicles, right? I mean, isn't that what they're designed to do? Joy Toy makes vehicles for their figures. When the guy cannot barely sit down, how is he gonna man a vehicle, right? His body armor also hindered the articulation for the ab section, so he does have an ab crunch, and he has a diaphragm joint. But unfortunately, yeah, like I said, I picked the worst figure for these reviews because this guy is fully armored up, and the armor completely hinders the articulation. That really sucks. But the paintwork is pretty good on the figure overall. And let's see, we have waist articulation. Just trust me on this. There's articulation for the diaphragm. There's articulation on chest. The neck is a double joint right here. You have a hinge down there and a hinge up here. Then you have the head. The mask come off like that. The head is very nicely painted. Look at that. That's pretty good. Although, yeah, there's definitely paint issues right there. Helmet is very nicely done. Very clean. Mostly clean. And then he's got a scarf. There, the head is definitely the scarf. There's some plasticized parts on these. Yeah, this is definitely plasticized, but it's not super gummy. They don't put a lot of plasticizers in it to, unlike certain other brand. It's like this thing is like drowning in plasticizers. And that definitely can't be good for anybody. All right, so yeah, the thing that are very heavily plasticized, heavily a little bit more gummy are these parts for the exosuit. That's understandable because these things need to be flexible. So, and still, even though it's flexible, it's not gummy as hell like these. Look at these things. Yeah, these are significantly more rigid. I think when it comes to plasticized products, for me, I think this is kind of acceptable. But for stuff like that, for these things, these are completely unacceptable. All right, so we have a holster right here that can hold his gun. Right there, we got a peg right there. I don't know what the peg is for. Don't think he can actually peg anything in there, can he? Maybe this holster can come off and go on the other side. It does kind of look like that situation, but anyway, let's continue with the articulation. We got a pin hinge right there. These guys don't have bicep swivels, do they? Nope, they don't have bicep swivels, but they have the elbow swivel. And again, this piece likes to come off very easily, which is irritating. Yeah, but overall, this is a pretty solid figure for 1/18 scale. This is definitely, I would definitely consider this high end. Of course, it's not like fully plasticized for durability, so you do have to be a little bit careful handling these. Yeah, so all right, let's go to the ratings. So in terms of appearances, I have to give this figure a 9 out of 10. It looks great. Unfortunately, paint issues. I can't, I can't give it a perfect score because of all the paint issues. Like it's on the weapons, it's everywhere, So yeah, paint issues is what drawing it down. Articulation gets also get an 8 out of 10. I think this is pretty well articulated for something that's 1/18 scale. So yeah, despite the fact that the armor does hinder all the articulation, I think the overall engineering is there. I think it's a solid figure. In terms of quality, yeah, that's the problem I have with it's a quality product, but there's still a lot of issues with it. So I can't give it like a super high rating. I would give it like and it's $30. So yeah. I'm gonna have to give this guy a rating of 6 out of 10 when it comes to value. I think for $30 we can get a little bit better quality control, and yeah, the price is a very very big problem with these figures. They're just way too expensive for the average consumer. I mean, they're great figures, but I don't know. I think you're gonna be have a lot of problem trying to convince the average consumer to spend like freaking $30 for a 1/18 scale figure. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Yeah, it's yeah, definitely a lot better than the stuff that we can expect from the big brands like Hasbro and Jazware and all that. But you're gonna like only a very specific group of people will buy these type of figures. So yeah, the hand is like those ball hinge situation. Ball hinge, the peg system, which is actually really good. So that means it has increased articulation for the wrist joint. These are like 1/6 scale thing. Although these things tend to break very easily, so I would definitely be careful with that. He does come with interchangeable hands, so we have the fist hands, and then we have more gripping hands. Let's try these out real quick. Yeah, like when it comes to like action figures, when they have these kind of joints, it always sketches me out. Like I'm always very skeptical about these because I have broken them before. Okay, and this whole thing comes up, which is even more sketchy. These hands are not easy to change. Okay, you know what? I'm not really gonna mess around with it too much. I have broken figures before, and I don't want to go through that. Not today. So I'm just gonna probably just leave it at that. I would say the quality is definitely better than what I expect from 4 years ago. There's still some issues. The value is still, these are very expensive figures to have. Yeah, I'm struggling with this exosuit situation. This exosuit actually needs to be the parts needs to be riding higher. It's a good thing it's plasticized, so I'm not like doing any damage to it actually. But yeah. I gotta test out these things thoroughly. So yeah, the wrist peg is a problem. It comes out like that very easily, which is very annoying. So changing the hand is gonna be somewhat difficult. And this piece I have to come off. So I think I'll give it an overall score 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's definitely have some issues. I don't know how I'm gonna remove these hands without the thing popping out like that. That really sucks. Is it a peg? Or it looks like it's a peg. So, yeah. You know what they should do? They should just give like extra joints like that instead. Like maybe all of them should come like that, and then you can just swap out the hands, just popping them out directly from the the wrist instead of having that. Yeah, but yeah, it's still good. I would not go back to be selling these figures though. Like I think maybe in 3 years when they work out all the kinks. Yeah, that's a problem. The paint is a problem. The price, the value is questionable. But yeah, overall 8 out of 10. Solid figure if you're into this kind of thing. You can afford high-end 1/18 scale figure. I definitely recommend picking this up. So that is pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys find the information helpful. I will be doing more 1/18 scale stuff this year because evidently I have I'm going to be building a viewer base and a client base based on these stuff. So yeah, I might do some of these Joy Toy figures in combination with G.I. Joe vehicles, or maybe even custom vehicles. So that is pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.